Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Full Force News Burst live special unboxing brought to you by GeneralShowsReborn.com with me, Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic 80. We're getting into this one today. Yeah, getting a bit of Python Patrol Vypra in your eyeballs today. Gross. Yeah, we're going to be opening. Well, I'm going to be opening this, and you're going to be saying silly stuff in the comments. I should hope so. Anyway, hope everyone's doing well this evening. I didn't go last night because didn't get back till late, and I just kind of thought, you know what, let's have a night off, and let's rekindle this ridiculous string of live events. We'll start that again the next day, which is today, and it came around quite fast. Still working on. I'm just going to sort my camera angle out. There we go. Still working on Let's Talk Classified Leatherneck. As soon as I've done all the graphics for that, it's on its way. But today we are getting into Vypra. So hold onto your horses. Hold your horses. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Hello, Derek, in the chat. Good evening to you. If you're watching, throw us a comment. Let's talk. Let's have some fun. Anyway, I found her 3 weeks ago. She is okay, says Wilfredo. That is a stellar review of Vypra. I'm excited for this one. I do like the idea, the thought. I'm really a fan of the base body. They use a lot of they use a lot for it in Akiko and the Blue Ninja. But anyway, oh no, Christopher's Vypra had completely crushed and destroyed and a destroyed bow. Oh, that sucks. Anyway, hello Ed, hello Andrew, hello everybody. Let's get stuck into this. Yeah, let's do it. How? Here we go, Vypra. So we'll start with the box, which does have a little bit of homage in there, and it is the same background. If we zoom in here, you can see it's the same background as pretty much everything we've seen so far with this particular wave. Is it Flint in the daytime? There he is. So it's like basically Flint's in the daytime and Vypra's is in the evening. But we've also seen it on, I want to say Wolf Spider. Have we seen it on Wolf Spider's art as well? Yeah, I think we have. And that one interestingly has someone like parachuting the distance. Or maybe that's Shadow Tracker. I think it might be Shadow Tracker I'm thinking of. Yeah, Wolf Spider's coming out of the helicopter, isn't he? Or the helicopter in the distance. So yeah, I think it's Shadow Tracker. Has a similar background as well. So kind of we're kind of shifting from the cave or like the mine. We're shifting out of that zone, kind of going more towards this kind of like Aztec-y, Incan sort of pyramid vibe, which is pretty cool as well. Anyway, do like the background, very nice. The render of the model render's stunning as always. And there's also, you might not noticed, an iguana in there. Yeah, which, as you all are aware, because you're all big Deke fans, I know you all love a bit of Deke, is, yeah, from the Deke cartoon, isn't it? It's, I want to say, is it Serpentor? But anyway, yeah, that's your homage on the front of this one. And of course, we've got the Python Patrol logo, which is really neat. And of course, G.I. Joe Classified Series, Cobra Vypra. Now, the interesting one with this one is, again, I'll fill you in on some details of what we knew prior to this coming out. The beautiful artwork as well, by the way. Again, not sure if that looks like Oliver Barrett, but I'm not sure if it is. Again, I need to pin down exactly who does the art for all of these, don't we? Really. Yeah, Norgahide's pet iguana that got mixed with Serpentor. Thank you, Ed, for the full explanation on that one. That mask is pretty spiffy. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I picked up two. I think she's really good. I have one with mask, the other with the regular head, says Derek. Andrew was the one that said the mask is pretty spiffy, by the way. Vypra is one of my absolute favorites of the post-vintage new characters. Even Thomas Wheeler's cheesy file name fills me with nostalgia and love. The pyramid is on all the new PP. Yes, all the new Python Patrol have the pyramid background. Yeah, yes, you're absolutely right, Scott. Classified iguana teas. Yes, indeed, Andrew. Sorry, it's not that I'm like screening the comments and going, I'm not saying that one. I was just trying to think and read and try and show you stuff at the same time. Yeah, the thing that I was getting to is the point I'm trying to think of here. Sorry, I'm very exhausted. The point I'm getting to here was that we knew that this particular figure was in the pipeline, right? We knew what we knew about it was quite interesting. We knew that it was going to be a figure that was going to be a ninja, female ninja in the Python Patrol lineup that was going to come with a skull mask. So we knew all of that information, and we were like, that's pretty much all you could know, isn't it, really? Like, everything there has been as described. Python Patrol, ninja, female, skull mask. Cool. We knew it was a new... Initially, it was a new concept, not bringing a character into Python Patrol that was a ninja, but that they were doing this Python Patrol ninja, and it was going to be a little bit of a kit bash sort of scenario. So we knew all of this information, but what the big reveal was that they decided to make it Vypra. So what started in a similar way to the knew everything yet nothing, Scott, exactly. So like in the same way, what was the other one that we had information on that in the same way that Wolf Spider was sort of initially designed as a kind of troop builder sort of concept for Night Force, and it kind of changed a little bit. Similar kind of vibe here, except this was designed, I think, as a completely brand new character, and then they decided to attach Vypra's name to it, which is interesting, isn't it? Because Vypra obviously doesn't really resemble this character in any way, shape, or form. Vypra was like the Jinx repaint that came with the Rattler 4-wheel drive, which is actually a Stinger repaint. And that obviously, I can't even remember what year it was, like late 90s, early 2000s, wasn't it? That. But yeah, she's a Cobra Ninja Courier, basically, figure 6-pack. You're absolutely right. So it's interesting that they went this route and thought they'd attach Vypra to it, which to me says that we should have a Vypra in her regular deco at some point in the future. But that's me with my silly wishful thinking hat on. Anyway, so here we go with the loadout on the front as well as the back. We have the QR code that leads to nowhere, probably a shut down government website that we can't access anymore. And of course, the attributes section, which again, you think I'd do the prep, wouldn't you? Like, this is one of those funny ones where I jump in and go, I don't have to do much for unboxing. I just have to turn it on and turn it on, Kitty said. And I always forget to read up on the, I've got a little key and everything, and I never look at it in advance. But that's what you get with me. You get lots of content, but not really prepared properly. Yeah, that's what I would say anyway. Anyway, number 88. And then if we flip it this side, we get a beautiful shot of all that gorgeous artwork. That mask looks really cool in the art. I love this art. I think it's beautiful. Love it. Really into the deco already on this figure. I'm going to enjoy it, I think. And of course, on the back, we have her figure loadout. She's only 5'7". And then, of course, if 6 inches is 6 feet, which I think it is, isn't it? I think that's what they say. 6 inches is 6 feet, 6 feet tall in a, what do you call it? In a scale sort of scenario. I think I might have made that up. But anyway, again, kind of a lot of reuse, obviously. That's what we're doing here. This is effectively a kit bashed character, out of nowhere, basically. And then we've got the call outs here as the Python. I didn't know there was a Python Patrol logo on her shoulder. That's really on one of her pauldrons. That's really cool. I like that they did that. And yeah. And of course, we've got the belt as well. Can't go anywhere without a belt, or your pants will fall down. Anyway, that is Vypra's box and all the accompanying homages and things that we found. I can't think of it. I can't see anything else. Obviously, I don't think I've talked. I think we have talked about it, but the background for Python Patrol, this whole Incan Aztec-y sort of vibe, reminds me of the Yucatan scene in Arise, Spencer, Arise. I wonder if that is why we're getting that. Because we have Flint actually chopping his way through the world's meanest salad in that episode, don't we? And he's sort of doing it here with the machete and his sports car in the background. But we'll get to that one another day. That'll be the next one up. Is Vypra Arashikage or another clan? I actually don't know, Future Fortress Maximus. That's a good question. Do you mean, is she Arashikage in classified universe or in general not continuity, because she hasn't really been I mean, she has appeared, actually. I'll tell a lie. She's appeared in a couple of things. I want to say like the club used her, maybe. Obviously the club did Vypra in the FSS, so I wonder if I think she was in one of the comics at some point. Very small part, Kitty said. I just vaguely have a recollection of her being in the club comic. Correct me if I'm wrong. The other thing is, she may have appeared in the IDW run, or as in A Real American Hero or something, when they were just trying to squeeze every single character ever in. She must be on the cover where they've done the when like Jamie Sullivan, Adam Riches, a bunch of guys have done like multi-character covers, haven't they? Where just filled them with characters. So she's probably on there. But in terms of like depth and detail, I don't know. Maybe it's something in a file card, one of her file cards. She has 2 versions now, so 3 now, counting this one. That's crazy, isn't it? Vypra Yojo is what I'll click in. Now, I might as well read it out. So it says, Vypra was born in New Orleans, but was raised in the backwoods and swamps of Louisiana. She grew up mean, nasty, and uncontrollable. Same. She would have enlisted in the military, but regarded soldiers as wimps. She finally signed up with Cobra, liking both the name and the attitude of the organization. She rose astonishingly fast through the ranks and proved herself as someone not to be underestimated. Excuse me. Although her primary specialty is the driver of the Rattler 4-wheel drive, she doesn't need to be behind the wheel of a Cobra vehicle to be a threat to the G.I. Joes. She's just as effective all by herself. From General Hawk's files, where does Cobra find people like this? Vypra, probably like Craigslist or something. Vypra looks small and slight, but she drives the Rattler like she's in a monster truck show. The only thing more dangerous than her driving skills are her fighting techniques. She's one of the nastier threats to come out of Cobra's ranks and files in recent years. So it sounds there like there isn't a Arashikage or any clan connection. She's just got martial arts as a secondary military specialty. So she's not really a ninja as such, but she did steal all of Jinx's clothes, which is interesting. Oh, she's got more. Of course, she's got more figures than that. She's got her twins vibe, hasn't she? So maybe when she was a twin, when she was a Vypra twin, maybe she was in the Arashikage at that point. I think she was, actually. There's people telling me that in the comments. I just haven't really been paying attention. Yes. So Vypra, when she was released for the second time in the multi-packs, in that really cool Cobra Ninja set, they made her they made her twins, Vypra and Vypra. Vypra 1 and Vypra 2, and they're twins, and they're both Arashikage ninjas, yeah. So hard to explain that, isn't it, really, when you think that there is a character who is a courier kind of martial artist, then there's this like 2 twins sort of ninja thing they've done, and then the club do the modern 4-inch, but they do it as her first courier version. So this feels like an amalgamation of like that first version and the second twins kind of interpolation. I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I should open this and get stuck into it. We're not here for history. This isn't Let's Talk Classified Vypra. This is Let's Unbox Classified Vypra, isn't it? Right. Box open. Getting into the weapons crate. Bosh. I'm not talking about the weapons crate again. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to be completely silent at this part. It's a weapons crate. It's got a name on it. Brilliant. Vypra 88. Sweet. Right. I feel like I just say the same thing over and over again with the weapons crate. We have 1 crisp packet and Legal Gumph. I'm not showing you the Legal Gumph. You know what the Legal Gumph is now. I'm sure you all read it cover to cover. We get in a Jinx Retro Vypra, says Flattle. That's a good shout, actually. Yeah, so they could do, if they did a retro Jinx and they kind of they gave her like long sleeves and I can't think what else they really need to change on it. It's just long sleeves, really, isn't it? If they gave her long sleeves, and that kind of vibe, then yes, they could very, very easily do a retro Vypra. But would they? Oh, do you know what? I kind of want them to, because obviously the vehicle she drives, the Rattler 4-wheel drive, is effectively a Stinger, which is effectively a Vamp, which we kind of have in the line, and we're kind of almost expecting a Stinger. So can we get a Vypra, retro Vypra with her actual Rattler 4-wheel drive? That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Super expensive, and I don't think it would sell that well, but that's still pretty cool. Ed says originally she wasn't a ninja, even though she used Jonks's body. I like that name. I like that typo. She was a Cajun brawler type. Thank you, Ed. Yeah, you're right. I should have read that before I read out the file card, shouldn't I? Anyway, rather have her as a Python Crimson Guard as a valet / bodyguard. Okay. Rather have her as a bodyguard valet for the Python Crimson Guard. I see. I'm opening it. I know there's a lot of teasing on this one, isn't there? Crisp packet, bosh, here we go. And let's just empty the contents into my mouth, which is what I would do with a crisp packet if it was crisps or chips, as I just find it really... I don't find it difficult to say because I say it all the time to just avoid confusion. But I really want to say crisps all the time. Right. I think this mask actually is... It's the same as Zartan's, isn't it? I've got Zartan's right there, but I don't want to move him because it'll just knock everyone over. But I just want to have a look. But it is, yeah, it's Zartan's mask, isn't it? Pretty much. Have they slightly retooled it? Because I'm pretty sure that was just a head. No, it was a mask. Yeah, it's cool. It's a mask. Zartan's mask. Got it. Did I hear classified Jonks is confirmed? Yes, Ryan, you heard it from Ed first, not me. I'm here for Tiger Force Jinx to go up against Vypra. Scott, I'm with you 100% on that. Anyway, cool little mask. Love that. Really nice little. I love that like eye deco on the 4 skull. The 4 skull. The eyes are really mean and interesting and scary. And I like there's almost like it's almost like these are goggles, isn't it? Like there's like this is the strap for the goggles, and they just built a silly mask around it. But it's really cool. Well, I say a silly mask. They've taken somebody's skull and attached it to it, but really nice. And you've got like, it's a hole through the nose, so you can see through a little gap through the nose, the teeth sticking out as well. And then you've got the strap, which has got lots of detail on it as well, on the clasps, even those two little bits on the back. Look, there's a lot going on in that mask. Really cool. Like you've never seen it before. This is Storm Shadow's bow, the compound bow that we've had multiple times now, thanks to having multiple Stormies. Again, I like the color, like the maroon. Okay, let me know in the chat. Favorite colors. What are your favorite colors in general? Mine, I love like the maroon burgundy sort of color. I love that kind of dark, kind of like browny red color. I love it. That's one of my favorites. And the other ones I like are teal, specifically together. I love teal and like deep, kind of almost like a deep pink, not like salmon, like kind of soft, kind of like I do like that color, but like in terms of these two together, I love a real deep teal and a really deep dark pink. Together, they look so good. And I think the only reason I know this is because Kate makes a really awesome beet hummus. Is that the most pretentious thing I've ever said in my life? I think it is. But it's amazing. And it's got this really deep, dark pink color, this beet hummus, and it's so delicious. And then we have these utensils that are this deep teal color. So whenever I like use the utensil to get it's just the color combo is phenomenal. It needs to be on something. Anyway, what do you guys like? Mauve. I've never been able to pronounce that properly, Ryan. Mauve? Mauve? I always looked at that mask as Zartan's sniper goggles. Good point. The mechanical goggle element was much more apparent on color change Zartan version. Yeah. Yeah, it's that kind of like silver with a red dot in the middle, isn't it? Yeah, they're kind of like they've made it black here, and it's just I don't know. It just makes it. It just looks like the holes there, doesn't it? Like the depths, just black depths in the eyes. I'm still anticipating the version 2 Storm Shadow when he joins the Joes. Me too, figure 6-pack. Come on. I like anything blue and red, which is effectively what I just said, Derek, isn't it? Blue and red, teal and dark purple. I love a bit of deep purple, says Scott, with the band. Black mainly and silver, says Robert. I like that. So actually, that's you. I mean, look at me. I'm covered in black and a bit of silver as well. It gives a realistic look to the accessories. Yep, absolutely. She makes Ninja Force Night Creeper hummus. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I suppose that's what it is, isn't it, Ed? You've actually called it. That's why I like the version 2 Night Creeper. Oh, yeah, that's it. It's been unlocked in my brain now. Thank you. Weren't the color of beets used to color dye fabric during the medieval days? Of course it was, figure 6-pack. I mean, I lived in the UK where we were in the medieval days just 1 year ago. Weren't the color? Yeah. On board with the beet, hummus, and teal. Thank you, Patty. Patty Panzika in the chat, everybody. Big shout out to Lenny's mom. Great to have you on, Patty. Again, I'm glad you're on board with the beet hummus and teal. Teal's a great color, isn't it? Can you get Lenny to do some? Can you get him to do some colors for that on some of the classified figures? Hummus is good, but not that dessert hummus companies keep making. Do you know what, Diana? I had chocolate hummus not too long ago. It was all right. I wasn't completely put off by it, but I'm with you. I kind of like my hummus to be savory, definitely. Sorry, I'm getting off track, but big shout out to Patty Panzika in the chat. We love you, Patty. And we love Lenny as well. Big shout out to Lenny. Big shout out to Patty. We love the Panzikas. We love the Panzikas. You're going to suggest that to him. Thank you very much. Do that. Right, continuing talking about your awesome son's action figures. Let's look at some more accessories. We have Storm Shadow's quiver in like a beautiful grey and gold. The Arashikage logo's on there, so she must be Arashikage. Well, obviously, we've just talked about that, haven't we? You're welcome, Patty. You're welcome. We've kind of just mentioned that, haven't we, with the second version of Vypra. So it's pretty official that the classified series have Vypra in the Arashikage clan, or she just nicked Storm Shadow's quiver and swords sheaths. There you go. There's the backpack. We've all seen it. I don't know why I'm showing you for so long. We have Madame Two Swords. You'd only get that if you live in the UK. Madame Two Swords is a waxworks museum thing, basically. So here you got again, I think the reuse of those kind of snake head handle swords, which are really, really awesome. Love those. Get another one. That's the longer one. Lovely stuff. They're going to go in the old sheathies here. Whoop. And whoop. There we go. So now we've completed, well, we haven't completed it because I've got another thing to show you. And of course, we've got the random arrow, grey arrow with little gold bits on it. No, sorry, gold flights. Yeah. And obviously a silver tipped head, whatever you would call it. And that's I'm going to pop that in the old quiver. And honestly, it does kind of go in pretty solidly in that quiver. So that's it's not going to come out. It's in there. You can see it wibbling around a little bit. So that's good. We've got that sorted. That is all of her accessories. So let's move on to the action figure, which I know is that's what you're all here for. I know that. I think teal was used for the Euro Tiger Force team. Which figure? They use blue. It's definitely a blue on the Euro Tiger Force team. But I will say teal has been used on the Joes for Night Force. I believe Spearhead and Mac. Well, Spearhead has teal on him. Okay, we're in. I've already opened it. I've already taken it out of the box. Ready? Awesome stuff. Oh, she's a tiny one in there, isn't she? Oh, tiny. Brilliant. I'm already enjoying this figure a lot. We've got, yeah, I'm vibing. What is that? It's got little spikes on one of the other pauldrons. This is Zarana. Does Zarana have spikes on that side? Yeah, she does. I don't notice things, do I? Hit and Run had blue. He's blue. I know for a fact, actually, Figure Six Pack, because I cosplayed as him. So yes, it's definitely blue on Hit and Run. Oh, look what we've got. We've got my favorite tie wraps. I like these over the plastic ones that have kind of appeared in the new packaging. I do like the kind of paper ones way more. They've just got like a nice feel to them. You can like untwirl them, and it's like it's quite quick. Like I don't feel like I'm like prizing anything or cutting anything. It just feels like a nice, easy vibe. And then the figure just comes out when you undo them. Lovely stuff. Okay, figures out. I'll get that in a second. Let's look at the beautiful black and white artwork first. That is an absolute beauty, isn't it? I really like that artwork. Next level. Next level. Okay. We also have, like, yeah. Okay. I'm sold. I mean, I was sold anyway because, again, I love the Akiko figure. That this is kind of like mainly utilizes a lot of this body. And then, of course, you've got Zarana's arms. You've got the Zarana's arms. Sounds like a pub, doesn't it? Interesting. Don't know what I've done there with the old neck. Oh, there we go. There we go. It was funny. I moved the head and the entire neck twisted round. Okay, yeah. This is really nice. Okay, here she is in all her glory. We've got a really nice head sculpt going on there. Good eye paint on there too. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing wrong there. On the you've got is that the Cobra sigil on the? I can't see it better on the actual screen than I can in real life. Let me just do this so it zooms in on it. Take some of that light out. Yep, Cobra sigil there on the forehead. Loving the kind of like the yellow striping on the shoulders there. There's your Python Patrol logo, McLeod. You can have a look at that now. It's kind of funny because you can, even if you get the arm to its like most, like to the point that it's like closest to the body, it's still kind of hidden under that little shoulder piece. But I do like that. It's a nice little touch to get the logo in there. Awesome. And yeah, again, like I said, I really love the body that this utilizes, the Akiko body, and then of course a couple of retool kind of changes later, especially with the feet, and you're looking at the female Blue Ninja as well, which is pretty dope. Does the Blue Ninja have art? Yeah, they have long sleeves, don't they? Interesting. Wouldn't it be interesting if they utilize the long sleeves of the Blue Ninja for like a retro Jinx? That would be like a weird full circle sort of thing, wouldn't it? Anyway, will we see Rattler 4x4 in the future, Rachel? Well, I did talk about that earlier, and I don't know is the answer to that. But I did kind of like, make that a thing. Like, well, would we see it? Would we see it? We have one of those wax museums in New York City, Manhattan. Oh, nice one, Wilfredo. So when I say Madame Two Swords, you know what I'm talking about now. This whole time, I thought people were kind of going, what is he on about? But yeah, I think Madame Two Swords is actually global, but that's hilarious, isn't it? Madame Two Swords, even more interesting than seeing the real celebrities. Hilarious. The paper ties make nice rope material for the Joes. Actually, Jason, yeah, who was it that I saw that? Was it Toy Galaxy, Dan? Might have been Dan Larson that posted something along those lines and said that's what he uses them for. And it was like, oh, that's genius. She's in a ninja trance. Ninja trance. Did someone say nightclub force? I like your thinking, Scott. I like your thinking. I really do love this. Sorry, I'm playing with the figure off camera. That is this classic unboxing maneuverage, isn't it? Really like this figure, guys. I'm not going to lie. And I didn't even realize that she had that deco on the back there. That kind of, again, that maroon burgundy color, the Ron burgundy color on the kind of back of her gi, I guess you'd call it. Really nice. I do like there's a few details on the actual gi that kind of come through that I haven't really noticed, because on the Akiko figure, she's all black basically, isn't she? Oh no, she's got white on there too. Maybe it's the white that washes it out, and then the blue one is just all blue. But it's nice to see like the differences there, to the neck kind of design. I think that's really cool. I like that. I like that it's kind of just off, like a little bit offset. It's not. It's like asymmetrical. I like that a lot. The eyes are cool. Really cool. I'm really digging this figure a lot. This year's HasLab is a Rattler, but it's the 4x4, not the airplane. Could you imagine that, Future Fortress? That would be hilarious. I don't think it would fund as quick, honestly. But yeah, really cool, really vibing with this. Let's put some gear on her. So we'll start with the old mask, because that's pretty cool. I'm going to tell Lenny that Patty was on the show again, if she's still watching. I do love it when Patty comments, though. That's awesome. I can't wait to meet you in real life, Patty. That's what we need to do. We need to hang out, and you can tell me everything. You can tell me everything you know about about all the classified figures that are coming. Just kidding. Okay, there we've got the mask on. Actually, it looks really good on the figure, because the thing is, you got to think that this was made for Zartan, but it's interesting that on Zartan, obviously it looks like a belly shirt on his face, doesn't it? It's the equivalent of a shirt that doesn't quite go all the way down, so his whole like lower, like most of his mouth, his jaw sticks out the bottom. So this one, it kind of like covers the face, but it doesn't look wrong. I really do like that. That's a really cool addition, and a nice concept as well. I do like the concept. And pop this in the backpack. The old backpack's going on. I'll do it on camera so you can all see. Have I not lined it up with the actual backpack hole peg thing, or is the backpack peg a little bit? Oh no, it goes. It's on. Nice and doit. Okay, we're in. And the bow, I'm actually going to attach to the backpack, because I do like that. That little. I do like that, because it's on all the gear is on there, and it's that little tab, if you weren't aware, there, that it attaches to, which I really like. But on my first Storm Shadow, on the classified standard retail classified Storm Shadow, it's kind of not really strong enough, and it doesn't really hold on there as well as it used to. The retro one still holds well, kind of like pinches on there, but I've got a feeling that the gap on the bow might get stretched a little bit, and I think that's what's happened there. But I'm really into this figure. I think she looks great. I kind of love this. Yeah, I'm into it. Python Patrol, growing that Python Patrol team, really in a fun way. And I'm kind of excited to see what else we get, because as far as we're aware, there are a few more Tiger Force and Python Patrol things on the horizon. So yeah, we're kind of expecting some more things at the very least, is what I can say in that one. So it'll be interesting to see who else joins the team, or if we're going to get like, because I think we've completed the OG lineup now, haven't we? We've got Copperhead, Crimson Guard, Televiper, Viper, Trooper, Officer, or Officer as it is. So we've got the original 6. Now it's a matter of getting a few of the other kind of like, well, you know, like Major Blood, Laser Viper, Heat Viper, Rock Viper, Lamprey, that kind of thing. What we saying? I wonder if they would make Jinx in samurai armor, or make a female Budo figure. Actually, that would be cool as well. I actually would. I want Budo. And I kind of want Budo again in teal. Yeah, there's another use of teal. He was redone, wasn't he, for the International Heroes like mail away pack or whatever it was. And that had that teal color on him, and he was that's a beautiful deco. I really love that deco on Budo. I would ideally go watch a monthly, for goodness sake. But on a monthly comment episode we did once, we talked about like deluxe or like SDC exclusive sort of things that we'd like to see. And one I would love to see, it might even have been PulseCon. I can't remember which one it was one or the other. And I wanted a deluxe Budo who was like in his regular garb normally, but then you added tripwire-esque style. You added all the samurai gear on top to make that retaliation version. And I think that would be great. And you could have like the red retaliation samurai armor. And when you take all that off, he's the teal Budo underneath from that repaint set. Anyway, I would love to see Budo done big time. He's one of those figures that I absolutely adored as a kid, and he was so weird. And get this bit of trivia for, well, not trivia, but a little bit of McLeod life trivia for you. I picked Budo up on G.I. Joe card, so it was an American import at Gerald's in Norwich, and it was in a random place when they must have been working on the toy section, which was on the top floor when I was a kid, and then they must have been working on it because for a short period of time, the toy section was located on the segment like down a section. So I remember going up there and walking along seeing like the stuff on the pegs on the wall, and you come straight off the escalator into that area, and there he was on card with G.I. Joe on it. And I'm like, well, we were kind of in that period of time, I would say, where I think we may even have been called G.I. Joe, or maybe G.I. Joe the Action Force at that point. And so it wasn't like initially, it didn't stand out to me initially. It was only when I got home and I'd opened the figure and all that kind of stuff that I realized, oh, hang on, this has got like Rhode Island and stuff like that written on the back. It doesn't have your usual Hasbro UK information, and the card was G.I. Joe, a real American hero. And I'm like, holy crap, or whatever it was at that point. In any case, it was an American import figure for my Budo figure that I had in the UK, which is crazy, right? I want the Arashikage Masters. Yes, Carl, that would be really cool, actually. We were almost there, I feel. Do you remember before they did the first packaging change and they changed the whole artwork on the back, and we had like the Snake Eyes Storm Shadow battle and then loads of the faces and the figures around it, and then randomly in the middle was this kind of figure kneeling in a dojo with the Arashikage stuff on, and and it looked like one of the masters, or it could have been Snake Eyes. But it was one of those things where I was thinking, oh, maybe we're going to get a blind, soft, hard master kind of situation with Classified. It never really transpired, did it? I like the mask on her more than Zartan because it doesn't fit right under his cowl. Yeah, I have to agree with that, 84 Rain. I do, actually. Retaliation Budo would be nice in the Classified line. Yeah, I agree, Rachel. I think my idea should happen, though. I think that's how it should be done. Python Patrol Major Blood, of course. Yeah, I did mention him when I was going through that list of, Oh, Saw Viper is the other one as well. Yeah, so Saw Viper, Laser, Heat, Rock, Paper, Scissors, Stone, Laser, Heat, Rock, Lamprey, Saw, Blood. Laser, Heat, Rock, Lamprey, Saw, Blood. Yeah, that was a 6-pack, wasn't it? So there you go. Python Crocmaster White Vegeta. Totally agree with you. And I was trying to push it on them on the last interview. We will have another one soon. It's just, I kind of get to that point sometimes where I'm like, is it worth doing it now, or is it worth doing it after said most recent topical current event? And I think it's going to be best to do it afterwards. We can talk about all the new things then, can't we? Python Saw Viper is somehow even brighter pink than the original. Oh, yeah, big time. I would love a Budo, but looking at like an armor samurai would be freaking dope. That's what I'm saying. I think, wouldn't it be great if they did that? If they did a Budo that you then added elements to create the samurai version, and you take like the helmet, the big helmet off. Kitty said, and you could like have, if it was an exclusive, you could have it like where you store on like a mannequin or something. You'd store the gear together, so it stood up like with a helmet, and like you see the actual samurai garb like shown off in museums and stuff like that. I think that would be so cool, right? You'd have that, and then the figure would just be like, base figure would be, you wouldn't necessarily need secondaries. Well, you might want to throw like another secondary on to make it regular Budo, possibly, and then a different helmet, so 2 helmets, the smaller regular one, and then this big ridiculous retaliation one, and then you just do it so that, like, parts, the arms that are the exposed parts that when you put the gear on have got like, you know, some sort of red detailing or black detailing, and then the red and the black go really well together. So I think, yeah, that would be, yeah, let's, come on, we need that. I need that. And then the box art could be like night creepers attacking his penthouse suite in Japan or something. That'd be really cool. Then you could have the armor on show in like a glass cabinet in the packaging. How cool would that be? Yeah, it would be great. I don't even need to hear you guys say how good it would be, because none of you want it. I'm saying that discovering Budo made you move to the USA. No, I wanted to move to the USA way before that. I think seeing it firsthand as a kid made me want to live there. Like, I just want to live there. I spent so much time in the US. So many wasted years. I got here in the end though. Anyway, like the video, please, says Flaffle. Yes, please do so. Like the video, comment, all that good stuff, and sub on YouTube, please and thank you. Even if you're not watching on YouTube, go to YouTube, set up an account. Or you might already have one, and then sub anyway. And we really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Vypra, really appreciate it. I forgot her name then, because obviously I see this as, yeah, Python Patroller Kiko is how I see this figure. But no, I'm again coming back to this one. I will say I'm really impressed. And again, another one bites the dust of the Chris on a streak without an issue scenario. I've said that. I'm guaranteeing I'm going to have an issue on the next one. But you know, we haven't had. We've done well. I've done really well. I'm really excited, really happy. This is a great figure. I do love the concept of this one, and I love adding to sub teams. I love adding like new blood, which is what you kind of have here. Vypra's never been in Python Patrol, so I'm kind of excited that we've got her in there. And yeah, it just kind of adds to this kind of really broad and ridiculously large tapestry of G.I. Joe now. The new Jinx mold will give us a retro Vypra in the future, says 2020 Dustin, don't worry. Yeah, you're not the first person to say that in the comments tonight. Yeah, we kind of talked about that a little bit. I said that you could probably get away with putting old Cobra Ninja sleeves on the Jinx body if they fit. And yeah, just, you know, paint them red and you've effectively got a retro Jinx. Sorry, I just need to cheers. It's turned into an ASMR show now. Right, what we're saying. I'd love a nod to the old Sigma 6 Dark Ninja Master. Hell yes, Ed Perry. Isn't that one of the coolest, or Edward Perry, to give you his full name, isn't that one of the coolest, most ridiculous like things in the brand? I'm with you on that one. In fact, cast your minds back to the concept case reveals from JoeCon circa whenever it was, and the kind of like cancelled concepts for those Arashikage sets, the Tales of the Arashikage, whatever it's called. And they had like, you know, the zombie team. They had but the Arashikage one was dope because it had those ones that came out in Microforce as well. Some of them, didn't they? But all of those little ninja masters that they had, like there was the green one with the kind of face mask. There was the one with the kind of like the hat, the kind of big circular hat. The one with the skull as a face. So that was the Dark Ninja Master, wasn't it? Or the Dark Ninja. They were so cool. I would love Classified to just go, yeah, let's do that. Let's get some of them in, throw them in. Let's go nuts. Yeah, I'd love that. I'd love to see that done finally, even if not in 4-inch, in 6-inch would be great. I know it wouldn't happen, but I want Creo Dojos redone for Classified. Creo Dojos, as in the playset, Carl. Like a little, but do like a playset for Classified, because that'd be freaking awesome as well. I really like these legs as well. I love the kind of baggy pants. Yeah, cool. Well, that's what you're talking about, Carl. Yeah, me too. I'd love play sets. Play sets where you could do some like little mini dios, just small thing, like a small little, I don't know, maybe the size of a IKEA bookshelf square, just to kind of slot in there and have something going on, all kind of interesting in that. Yeah, a dojo. I've kind of got one going on there. You can kind of see some of it. Can you see some of the dojo in the background? It's this one right here. You've got like Storm Shadow, a blue ninja, a red ninja, fighting some other guys. In the back, I'm utilizing the 6-inch background that Brian did for Assembly Required, kind of like a little card, kind of like fold up sort of dojo in the background. But I've also got the weapons rack in the background. I've got like they also did for Assembly Required a little one of those little training tree trunks with the little sticks on it, so that you kind of like that kind of training block basically. That's in there too, but it's a 4-inch scale. So I put it in the background so it kind of looks like it's in the distance. And I think there's something else in there as well. Oh yeah, there's there's like an Arashikage box that looks like a bit of furniture that they did for Assembly Required as well. But it contains like more accessories and things they casted and printed. Honestly, I love the stuff they do for AR. It's so good. Yeah. Anyway, this is brilliant, and I'm going to add it to that ninja fight scene that's going on behind me that you can't see because the Kraken's all in the way, giving it the big one with his trident. Brilliant stuff. Right then, we'll switch, I guess, to a kind of Q&A. I know it's kind of being a Q&A anyway, but we'll kind of switch a little bit and continue the show. But we've done this bit, and she's just going to be hanging out in the foreground-ish. Future Fortress says, yeah, I would go for an official dojo playset. That weapons rack that came with 00 Snake Eyes is begging for it. Yeah, that's in the back there as well. But yeah, how beautiful is that weapons rack as well? Oh my god, that 00 Snake Eyes is like such a moment that I will never forget. Its reveal and all that kind of jazz, and then seeing it in the flesh that during Toy Fair was really cool, and just being like, this thing's amazing. And then it kind of getting there pretty soon. Like it wasn't what I was waiting on for ages. It felt like it got to people in good time. But maybe it was probably already well along at that point, but it was still really cool. And the fact that it came with the weapons rack, the freaking print with the kind of, that special print that came with that kind of like tattoo like design on it, which was amazing. The wolf one, and then of course the packaging was just absolutely gorgeous with the raised, almost like felt material on it. Oh, it was so good, so good. Right then, okay, keep them coming, guys. Keep the questions, comments, what have you. Keep them coming in. We'll keep it going for a little while if you want. Or if you're fed up, you just want to go to bed, that's totally fine as well. I'm with you on that one. What can I tell you? Okay, a couple of things. So like I said, I'm working on Let's Talk Classified Leatherneck. That should be coming soonish. Got a few more like graphics designy things to do, and then I will bust that one out. Then obviously let's open this bad boy, an unboxing for Tiger Force Flint, which I'm really excited about. I know a lot of people like, this is like one of those on the fence sort of things. It's not on the fence. This is on either side of the fence sort of thing, isn't it? Tiger Force Flint. I know people are kind of like a little bit, they're not a fan of the face paint, but I really dig it. I really dig it. I really, really dig it. So I think I'm going to be excited. I think I'm going to be really into this one. And I know a lot of you aren't. I get that. It's fine. We all have a different likes and dislikes. I understand. I'm not going to hold it against you. Just don't hold it against me for loving Tiger Force Flint's beautiful eye makeup. It's my head now. Right. Yeah. So we'll be busting him open. Oh, cool. We got loads more comments just came in. It must have just been glitching. Just kidding. I would like to see Cobra Trooper Layla in the line with her masked and unmasked head sculpt. Good shout, 2020. Dustin, don't worry. I love having to say all of that at once. I'm glad the tattoo sketch foreshadowed Timber. Yeah, that was kind of fun, wasn't it? Scott says, still amazed and so thankful I was able to grab Double O Snake Eyes when it came back into stock for a minute. It literally was a minute, wasn't it? It was like 30 seconds. Diana says, I can't go to bed at 4:16. That's good. Well, you can if you want, but you're right. It's a little bit early for that, isn't it? Yeah, I got my Double O on March 24th, 2020, so not long after it was revealed. Yeah, it wasn't long, was it? Because we were at Toy Fair in blooming February. It was like the next month. It was amazing. Any news on Hit and Run, Jason? None. Name has not come up for us in any way, shape, or form yet. And if it had and I couldn't say, I would have just said I can't say anything about it. But no, it genuinely nothing has come up yet. I'm really surprised. I thought like Hit and Run, Airtight, Dial Tone, Mainframe, all of those ones. I think they might be holding out on a few because they know that there's some absolute bangers still to come. Hit and Run's got to be there though, hasn't it? I mean, he has got to be soon. I hope to see Bushido from Ninja Force in the line. Yes, and really play up the winter ninja sort of vibe so that we can get more winter stuff. Because at the moment it's just Arctic Storm Shadow, Snow Serpent, Snow Job, Arctic Bat, and at a push, Snake Eyes and Timber version, whatever it is, 2. Because it's Timber version 2, so it's Snake Eyes version 19 or whatever. So like we've got 6. We need Bushido, 100%. I liked Tiger Force Flint a lot better when I got him in hand, says Derek. I think that's the case for a lot of them. If ever I see anything from Classified that I'm kind of like a little bit, like if it's a render or even a figure in hand, the only one that has really disappointed me is Falcon. And everyone else, every other one always feels good, looks good, plays good, has some good stuff. With again, this figure right here, I was kind of like excited to see it because we knew what it we knew something was coming and it was described to us, but we didn't know some of these other aspects. Like we didn't know what the deco was going to look like. We didn't know like the fact that it was going to be Vypra. And so to finally get it in hand and be like, oh, this is really cool. It's like, yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, getting them in hand, always a better vibe, 100%. Wilfredo, I agree that Double O Snake Eyes grew on me and love its accessories. Oh, it wasn't a grower for me, Will. It was like, it was literally, it just it was there. It was smack, smack. I love you. Absolutely well into it. Christopher says, I can't afford to get into Tiger Force, not unless they slow down releases or it's only way to get a character. It'll never be the only way to get a character, I'll tell you that much. It's always a pre or, it's always either a repaint or a pre-paint, effectively, when you're looking at the sub stuff, the sub team repaints. Flaffle says, I love the sub teams. Same. Andrew says, Chris, do you purposefully army build ever or just let the teams grow as they're released? Kind of this. Well, I used to, Andrew. When I first started collecting Classified, up until about what figure would it have been? Maybe even Python Patrol Viper was like the last one. I kind of stopped army building, but I would get like 4 of the troop builders. 4 was my that was my perfect number for them. The only ones I went crazy on were the infantry, and that's because I bought a case from Roma Collectibles, which came much later. And of course, I'd forgotten I'd got that. And then prior to that, I'd ordered 1, I think maybe 1 on Pulse, 1 on another platform. And so I ended up with quite a few in hand at that point, which is cool. I've got like loads of infantry. But at the same point, like it was the only one I went nuts on. And now I just get 1 of everything. I don't really do that. There'll be somewhere I'll look at them and go, I want 2 of you because you've got like 2 alternate heads and they are different to the point where I want both of them, shown off. So Big Ben, I've got 2 of. I got 2 eels. I kind of broke my thing for that because I thought the eels were going to be hard to get, and I wanted to make sure that at least one of them was perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I got a couple. What else? I got a couple of Alley Vipers, but that was before the change up that I made. And Crimson Guard is an interesting one. I feel like I've got loads of Crimson Guards, but they're all different versions. And I think that's it. Oh, Valkyries! I got a couple of sets of Valkyries, so I'm literally Valkyried up. But that's it. And one set of Vypra 3-pack. Yeah, one Vypra 3-pack I got. But yeah, in terms of that, I don't army build anymore. I just get one of each going forward, and then occasionally, if there's something that's really important that needs, like Big Ben has to have both Big Ben and the SAS Eagle version. Lols. Do I have that with any others? I think that's it. There might be a few others I'm just not remembering at the moment, but for the most part, that's pretty solid. I wonder if they would redo all the Joe's animals as a Tom Scioli Animal Force pack. That'd be great, Carl, wouldn't it? Yeah, where they're all cybernetic. Even Thingy was in that, Clyde, and they called him Clyde in that, the Warthog. And that was one of the official places that they called the Warthog Clyde. The other official places were the Battlegrounds cards and 2 Battlegrounds cards. So it's 3, those are the 3 official usages of Clyde for the Warthog. And now it's Pork Belly, which is an amazing name. Anyway, any news on Pythona and Globulus? None. Same as Hit and Run there. But it doesn't mean they're not coming. I imagine Pythona and Globulus are like almost certain. We've got Nemesis Immortal coming. I'm pretty sure those 2 are going to follow suit. And possibly the Royal Guards if my theorem is correct, but it probably isn't. Storm Shadow Arctic Mission, a second ninja for the Winter Ops. Absolutely. They really need to re-release that one. I don't know if they need to re-release it as much as do better articulation and then release it, if that's what you meant anyway, dude. We need Shebang with rooted hair, Scott. Yes, Shebang, or Shebang. I can't remember how you say it. I call it Shebang. Double O Snake Eyes grew on me, and also picked him up when he was sold again on Hasbro Pulse. Nice move, good move actually. I think I only have the one, but again, it's perfect. I don't need 2 of them. Since Hasbro is clearly eager to introduce new pets to the Joe universe, do you think we'll get airtight with a pet canary? I like that idea, Ryan. I like that idea in like a little cage, like it's the 1920s mining scenario, or whatever, the 1800s mining scenario. My only complaint with Double is they should have painted the blades on all those. What? My only complaint with Double. Don't know that. I troop built early on, but then as it grew, it pretty much got to the point you're troop building with each repaint. Yeah, totally. That's what I mean. Like the Vipers, the 3-pack of Vipers, the regular Viper, and the Python Viper, and it's like we've got loads of Vipers now. It's great. You don't need, and I did get a couple of those. I got about 4 of them. I got about 4 of the Bats. Might have got 4 of the Alley Vipers actually, not 2. But then I got to the point where I was like, it's too much. Well, it got to be that the line got bigger. So before, when it was just like smaller releases, less a year, that kind of thing, troop building was a little bit more, it was it was easier to do. But as the line grew, no, I don't think I can do that many anymore. But the occasional one, if I saw one in a store for like really low price, maybe it was on clearance or something, and it was one of the troop builders, I probably would try and grab it. It's difficult to see that though, even though a lot of stuff is, you see it more in independent toy stores that will have like a big collection of like classified figures that they might do. But the thing is, it's hard for them to drop the price so much because yeah, it's just difficult, isn't it? Some of it's obviously really hard to come by and rare now, weirdly enough. Not rare, but hard to get. So the prices are quite high on them still. But a lot of the stuff that was easy to get back then, you'll kind of see that for a long period of time, I think. What else is happening on here? I was going to get a full squad of Bats, but rethought that after 3 other versions were announced. Good point there, Scott. I think the thing is with those, they're so different that it's not like they look like a squad. But I know what you mean. 100%. Same, at least with the Vipers, that ever so slight redeco on the 2 of the 3-pack feels to me like, was it worth it, guys? But yeah, loads of Vipers, loads of Cobra infantry. I was quite fortunate in that I kept finding Cobra Island troopers, not finding them, but being like getting the opportunity to get one. So those became really hard to get. at the time. And even the Baroness with coil was only showing up at certain targets. It wasn't. It was showing up in low, like in massive quantities in some targets and not others. And again, shout out to Ben Conway of Skeletron Baroness and Coil Cycles for me. He sent no, yeah, I think I got both of them off Ben, and I had one and Kate had one, and that was it. And then Kate obviously did an amazing custom using the Baroness in that set and a Scarlet and another figure, and again sculpted some stuff and created a wonderful Baroness Ironblood. So awesome, that figure. All of the classified figures look better in person, says Edward. A Falcon is cool from the neck down. Is it the sculpt that's off or the paint apps or both? I think all of it's off. I think the head sculpt's just not good enough. The deco is really bland. And I know he's just a camo dude in general, but like they could really have done that camo justice, and I don't think they did. I really, really hope that head gets fixed. I really hope they do another head sculpt. So I'm so I'm terrified that we'll see that Falcon figure again in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know what I'll do when it happens. I'll probably cry for a few days. Um, limit myself to 2 of a troop builder I like, only exception to the rule of 1 for me. That's a cool one, Hurricane. Yeah, same really. Again, now, like I'm not buying 2 of anything really, other than the ones where it's like Big Ben. I couldn't have Big Ben and not have the other head on show. Like he needs both on show, and both of them are out. So there you go. You can't see it, but I can. Paul Plastic Battle says, any news on Robo Joe? No, I'm not even winking at that one, mate. No, that would be hilarious if they did a Robo Joe, but not a sausage of an inkling on that one, mate. And I know it's a bit of tongue in cheek. I'm aware of that. I only do 3 to 4 figs on the army builders now. Too many figs to pick up other than the army builders. Yes, Derek, it is a big kind of. It's tough. It really is. Gonna get a retro Vypra before it's all said and done. Yeah, we probably will, won't we? And then again, it'll be slightly different to the ones we have, and of course, probably going to end up. Excuse me. It's not you. I'm knackered. I'm just exhausted. That sounded like I was getting bored of your comments. That's not the case, I swear. Probably going to end up building quite an army of Iron Grenadiers, says Scott. Again, that's the other thing, isn't it? I think when people find that figure that they've been waiting for so long, Night Creeper for me, I might have to get a few Night Creepers, because that figure looks gorgeous. But it's the same for you, like knowing that the IGs are coming, and that's your fit, that's your one that you've been like absolutely gagging for ages. Then 100%, I would expect you to army build the crap out of it. White says 00 Snake Eyes weapons should have had paint on the blades. Yeah. No, you're right. Actually, should have done. They were deluxe. It was a deluxe figure. It was deluxe kind of high end. Yes, you're right. It should have had. They're all black, weren't they? All the weapons were all black. But you're right. I totally agree with that. My local still has coils from the re-release, says Scott. Weird that, wasn't it? What a weird distribution error that was. I was sad that Cycle Baroness had a different head peg size, so can't switch heads with Crimson Baroness or Retro. That is perplexing to me, Carl, in general. Why did they change that? Why? I don't understand why they changed something engineering-wise that would have a significant effect on future figures like that. Like, I get it if it's a different like articulation point on the body, I get that. But a neck ball and hole makes no sense to me. Like, it just makes 0 sense to me. I don't know why that was changed. They should have had one for female, one for male, and just kept it the same. Or maybe just one the same for both. Just keep the same neck ball. I don't know. I don't know why that happened. We can only hope for a retro Falcon with a fixed head or Night Force. I need her mask for kit bash. Kit bashing looks, or Sonic Fighters. I need her mask for kit bashing. Looks awesome. It really does, doesn't it? It's really nice. What I really love about it is the kind of like the kind of eye on the paintwork on the skull, like the all-seeing eye, the mind's eye. That's what I'm trying to think of. Just say we can't say about classified cloudburst. We can't say. That would be great though. I'd be well into a cloudburst. Chris, you've inspired me to do some unboxing. Bats came in last week from BBTS, which brings me up to 36. Ed, Ed, 36. Are you the guy that bought 40 eels from Amazon? Because that's what it sounds like. Chris, so bored of our lame questions, says FC Viper. No, I'm not. I'm just exhausted and bored. It's kind of like a mixture of the two. Carl V says, I will get at least 2 Night Creepers. Had a glorious origin story if Kindle Worlds wasn't killed off. Blah. I know that was actually quite a. I genuinely had thought myself about, oh, maybe I could, try have a go at writing something to see if I could get it in Kindle Worlds. But yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. That's such a shame, isn't it? Yeah, shout out to Justin Bell, to Bill Nedrow, to who else was in that the guys that were designing characters for that fan vote. Anyway, shout out to Will and Bill and Justin at least. Anyway, apologies for the other 2 guys. I can't remember who was involved in that now. Anyway, my bad. But that was a while back. How am I supposed to remember all this? Honestly, all I remember was Whisper, Stiletto. Stiletto was the one that won. That was Bill's, wasn't it? Stiletto won the fan vote. So could we get a classified Stiletto? That would be pretty dope. That would be really dope, actually. Maybe we could get that Whisper from Justin Bell as well, finally. Get that in the classified line. Have you considered getting a second Vypra? She was twin. Yes, we just talked about that. Yeah, the twins kind of version 2 of Vypra and version 3, I guess, or 2.2b. But yeah, that's not a bad shout, is it? To get a couple of these, change the deco up on one of them a little bit, and yeah, you got your twins. That's actually not a bad. You've made me want to get 2 of these, you bugger. It's a good point though. It's a good point. I hadn't put those 2 and 2 together. We were talking about the twins, and I hadn't thought about that, but that's a good point. Maybe I will. I wanted to buy more grunts, especially when they went on sale, but I was never able to find them in Target, so I only have the one. Same, actually. I really wanted a second and only got the one. Calvi says intervention for Ed. Yes, I think everyone's surprised at Ed's 36 bats. He says, ha ha ha, no. I only got 4. Bats are my poison. I amassed 144 of the 25th bats. Got 6 of the Super 7 ones too. Please tell me they were on sale at the time. Diana says, okay, so can we ask more lame questions? Yes, you may. Ask as many lame questions as you want. Thoughts on the brand getting any new media anytime soon? It's such a shame that Classified is doing so well, but there's no media outside comics to support it, says Paul. Oh, well, you're forgetting those awesome Kelly Scovran novels. But you're right. I do actually, by the way, I do love that. That I really enjoyed that that young adult novel by Kelly Scovran. And the second one's out, isn't it? And I haven't got it yet. I need to get that. I believe it's out. I might be wrong, but the first book I really enjoyed. Anyway, coming back to your question, Paul, I don't know is the answer. What are my thoughts on it? My preference would be for them to do some sort of animated series, right? I think that'd be really cool to do, right? So that would be really cool. I love the fact that Skybound are using the kind of classified design, so it's almost like that becomes their continuity. The Energon universe becomes the classified universe, which makes sense because they're incorporating Dark Energon into the toys, into the bios. So it only makes sense now that the Skybound comics are effectively what classified is, which is what Diana just said there. Yeah. So like I would say I would love an animated series that kind of went in that kind of direction, that could then maybe incorporate Transformers a little bit. Well, maybe not straight away, but could definitely kick off some sort. Well, then again, Transformers got so many different media. that it probably wouldn't be just a bad thing just to have an animated Joe series, and then maybe in the future have it cross over with something else. But anyway, um, yeah, so I think animation is probably the best route, but at the same time, it's pretty successful without it. I don't know. Would it make it ridiculously successful? Would it change anything? Probably, but I don't. It's hard to say. It depends what they do. It depends how they do it. It depends if it was an ongoing thing or if it was just like a mini series that just get canned after 5 minutes. I don't know. But I'm loving the fact. First of all, I love the fact that we've got comics now. Skybound, it has been one of the most exciting things for me this year, and it might, when we talk about our favorite things of the year, like the end of the year, I'm getting ahead of myself quite a lot there. But when we do that special around Christmas and New Year's, I'll probably be talking a lot about the Skybound comics because they have blown my socks off. Not literally, I'm wearing socks at the moment, and some sort of like boot-like socks over the top of them. They're like fluffy. I'm not going to show you. They're like kind of fluffy indoor slippers, but they're like, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. The Skybound comics have blown my underpants off completely because I am wearing underpants. They're just so good. And the Cobra issue was phenomenal. The two Duke issues have just been like, I've been engrossed. I'm even loving Void Rivals and Transformers. Absolutely loving these comics so far. So, and of course, A Real American Hero has kind of like, I'm not, no disrespect to what's happened at IDW previously, but I feel there's been like an almost level up in the A Real American Hero issues as well. And I'm very excited to keep buying those and seeing what Larry's where he's going with the story and the artwork. Is it Mooneyham? Absolutely gorgeous artwork. I'm just so into it. Anyway, that's that. But in terms of media to support it, mate, yeah, I think animation is probably the best way to go. Live series, it feels like we had that opportunity and maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to see, won't we? Classified Cloudburst comes with a pet flying squirrel. It's called Airborne because there isn't enough confusion with that name. I like that, Ryan. You've obviously watched my Let's Talk Classified Airborne. Was it Airborne? It was, wasn't it? Yeah, Let's Talk Classified Airborne, where I have to talk about all that, all the names issues. Oh my God. The first book I did, they killed off KW in 2 months after. First book I did, they killed off KW in 2 months after. Not sure I understand that, Carl. The first book I did? Who's KW? Why have I had like an absolute brain fart there? 29th is confirmed for next live stream question, says Eben. Not confirmed. It won't be confirmed until they post an official announcement. What I would say is probably it's a high likelihood based on the Entertainment Earth drop zone and the fact that we should be having one soon. So I think it will be the 29th, yes, but it's not confirmed. It won't be confirmed, like I said, until they do an official announcement for it. I think Hasbro's media plans, E1 kind of got derailed. Absolutely, future, big time. The Energon universe is kind of media. Yes, it totally is, Diana. Absolutely. I guess I lumped those books into comics. That's totally fine, Paul. I'm not saying you were wrong. I'm just saying that there was another tiny bit of classified related. And I must admit, I really love those. I love that first book. I'm getting the second one, if I'm sure it's out, and I'm going to read that in a day. Like I read the first one in like 2 days. It was like when we got it, the day we got it, I kind of like started reading it. So this is good. And then the next day I just beasted through it. It was amazing. It is, but I believe there won't be a third. Oh, Diana, that's a shame. I actually really like them. I really like them. Damn it. That's a shame. I kind of hope there's a third. I hope they randomly do one. Just rando. I suppose they're kind of changing up things, aren't they? Because when that was commissioned, Classified was in a different place and they were going to do like a new thing with a new origin and all that kind of stuff. So I can see why that isn't really a priority anymore, as sad as that is, because I thought Kelly Skovron's story was really good. I really enjoyed it. I genuinely enjoyed the crap out of it. Chris has enough gas to get to Pittsburgh. Yes, I do. It's definitely good stuff. Okay. Hey everyone, yo Joe, hello just under Anderson. I would love just one classic 5-episode miniseries. Oh, it would be good, wouldn't it? It's a good time for Joe Comics, says Diana. It really is. Why doesn't Hasbro have TV, YouTube, and/or social media toy commercials for the classified series? They did, FC Viper, very early on. I remember we would get classified series kind of commercials that were done by Hasbro internally, and I posted a few of them way back in the day. In fact, there was a couple of Cobra Island ones which were really cool. They were a little bit like zooming in on a promo image, but it was definitely a commercial, and they had that shot at the end with all the figures and so there was a thing that they kind of were doing it, and then every release, we would I would get a video come through, part of like the materials, like with promo images and stuff like that, and there'd be this video, and it would just get progressively more low budget, like every single time. And before it, in the end, it was I think the retro series were the last ones I ever saw, the videos, and it was just like, really cheesy music to like the G.I. Joe logo kind of coming up, and then like the promo images for the retro figures with the explosions behind them, and then it was like, get your retro figures at Walmart or wherever it was at the time. And they, like I said, they did classified commercials, but they never really got out anywhere, and I don't know where they used them. Like we would get them as like like press, I guess. We would get them for being like on the list or whatever, and I know retailers got them as well if they wanted to use them. But that's the thing, like I don't know if I ever saw any of those videos other than when we posted them, and we would post them on Twitter and Facebook, so you could probably search and find them. But anyway, I agree with you, FC Viper. There should be really cool commercials for those figures. Love the new comics. They don't come out fast enough. Agreed, James. Agreed. How can the new comics be good without Scarlet? Does G.I. Joe even exist without her? Not for me. She'll be introduced at some point. You have no fear. Oh, Kindle Worlds, Carl. Sorry. I know we were talking about that. And then I just I'm like, what do you mean KW? Sorry, I'm an idiot, Carl. I'll read that again now. And I apologize. The first book you did for Kindle Worlds, the first book you did, they killed off Kindle Worlds 2 months afterwards. That sucks. I get it now. I understand. I'm an idiot, and I'm sorry for messing that up. I'm concerned the no repaint of figures is closing off anyone new coming into collecting. The no reprint. I'm concerned. You'll have to explain what you mean there, Christopher, or at least correct that bit so I think I know what you mean. Are you concerned about the fact that there are more repaints of figures and that's closing people new coming into collecting? Is that what you're saying? Because I don't know. I feel like it's always been there. And actually, if you were to look at the whole line, right? If you were to expand the entire line and look at it, everything, in terms of like what's new, like versus what's been repainted and reused and everything, new wins out pretty solidly. So I think like it's a balance really at the end of the day. The 29th is Cullen's birthday, so I might miss that live stream, or maybe not if it's AM. It'll probably be, let me think, 11. I'd imagine 10 or 11 Eastern, which would be 7 or 8 your time, I think, Diana, in the morning. So you'll probably catch it. Derek says if it's 29th, it should be the morning. The pre-orders go up at noon that day. Yes, there you go, Derek. Yeah, absolutely. I like that figure. This one, it's awesome. Eben says, thanks for the heads up, Chris. No worries. Not that I really helped. I just said, I don't know, and then just gave you my best guess. I got my figure I bought Joe Day today. Which one did you get? Which one did you buy? Let us know. I mean that I had finally written a book for Kindle Worlds. Yeah, sorry, Carl. I did. Yeah, I went back and read it. Cobra Infantry going for $50. Really? The infantry figures? That's good to know. Considering I have about 14 of them. They should redo the vintage commercials with 40-year-olds with classified figures. Scott, I am going to be signing up for that commercial. I'm telling you right now. Anyway, Carl says Vypra is definitely so good. Yeah, I really do like Vypra. Anyway, guys, I'm going to bring it to a close there. It's been fun chatting with you guys again tonight. We've got, like I said, we've got more coming. Obviously the weekly, hopefully on Friday this time, but I don't know yet because it all depends on how well I do with all the other work I have piling up around me. So don't hold me to that. Maybe Friday, worst case scenario, it's Saturday morning again. In any case, really enjoyed opening this fig. We had a look at Vypra. She's really cool. I'm really into her. Again, I love this figure from a Kiko and Blue Ninja perspective anyway. And I'm just really happy with how this deco came out. And it really, like, I didn't even show this before, but it really highlights some of the snake skin, excuse me, texture on the forearms and gloves there as well, that color. Love the Python Patrol thing. And yeah, the other pauldron has like little spikies on it. Look, and I was like, does Savannah have that? And she did. Anyway, really fun getting into this. And we'll be doing more when I can. Tomorrow night, if I'm being totally honest, will probably be another unboxing, to be honest, because I don't see me getting Leathernecks stuff done in time. And it's funny because in my head, there are only like, I don't know, like 4 Leatherneck figures, you know, like his version Brazil, the first version Brazil, and then like the modern versions. No, there's like about 7. There's a bunch of others in the middle that just I completely forgot about. Then you've got things like Sigma 6 and Microforce, and there's other stuff. Anyway, I'll bore you with that on another day. It's been fun, guys. Stay fresh cheese bags, as always. And after 3, full Python Patrol, right? Is it? No, it's got to be full force. Of course it has. You know what to do. After 3, 1, 2, 3, full force. See you tomorrow night, probably. That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, full force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on X, formerly Twitter, @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page, facebook.com/TheFullForce. We've also added a brand new Instagram, so check us out there as well @The Full Force Podcast, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.